Hello, and welcome to episode 38 of the Roll Jump Media podcast. I am here with my co hosts once again, Jose and Luis. What is going on, guys? How is it going?
Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. Happy Pokemon Day. It's been good. It's been going good.
Hello, good
Awesome.
morning. Happy Pokemon Day.
Happy Pokemon Day indeed. What we're going to be talking about today, we're going to be talking a little bit about the state of play, the Pokemon Presents that happened not too long ago, Bravely Default 2 review roundup, and much more. Actually, we have a bunch more to talk about. We'll see if we can get through it all. But we have a few things to talk about first, or a couple things before we get into it. First things first, before we get into what we've been playing, I do want to bring up the draft that we had begun earlier in the year. Um, well, first let's go over the scores. So I'm gonna switch the screen over to our draft. All right. So before I get into what I wanted to do, the scores so far for me, I have 16 points. Hitman 3 scoring an 86. Jose has a score of 22. He actually had two games released. We're going to be talking about one of them on this podcast, Little Nightmares with an 83, and Bravely Default 2 with a 79 so far. And then there is Luis with 12 points, Cyber Shadow getting an 82. All right, so actually Jose pulled ahead by 1 point with before Bravely Default, with Little Nightmares 2 scoring 1 point better than Cyber Shadow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
That's right.
One
So
thing I
yeah,
wanted
we've
to. What happened?
I was gonna say, yeah, we've had like some updates on some games.
Yup. Not as much to draft new games. It was like updates from old stuff.
Hmm. Right.
Um, there is one game. So my predicament is that none of you guys have anything that will not release. I have two things I want to bring up. Number one, um, Disgaea 6 Defiance of Destiny. I watched some footage not too long ago, and that game looks a little booty. It does it doesn't really look like the previous entries. Like they went with a different style.
Hmm.
So I'm a little scared about that one. I want to switch that out right now. Actually, I don't know when it releases, but I want it out. And Gran Turismo 7 is not releasing this year, and I have that on my team.
That's true. That was pushed back to 2022
Yes.
next
hmm So I want to bid on a game. It was shown recently. Do you guys also want to bid or no? Any changes y'all want to
Um,
do?
I don't know if I should drop Breath of the Wild, honestly. Um, I don't know if it's gonna come out this year. I'll keep it there for now.
Okay,
Um,
Jose's gonna keep it for now.
and then are we able to switch our counter picks?
Counter picks. Ooh, I don't know. It's up to us. What do you guys think? I was leaning towards locking it in and just leaving it how
Mhm.
it is.
I mean, if yeah, let's just do that.
Yeah.
I have my doubts on Kenna, but
year. Really?
no, no, no. Um,
Well,
Yeah.
right. I get it. I get it. Well, for me, I have a couple. I have like a few actually
Oh
that
yeah.
I'm starting to doubt. I'll still like stick with them for now, but God of War and Halo Infinite, I don't know about those. And in Hollow Knight, I don't know about Hollow Knight, Silk Song, but I'm sticking with them for now. I still have faith.
Okay. So what I should do so like you guys aren't caught off guard, I might just bring it up like the day before so that you can log in and all that stuff. Because what I wanted to do was, if I'm bidding for something, I want you guys to bid at the same time. So if
Mhm.
we bid on the same thing, whoever bids more money is the one
Gets
that
to
gets
keep
the
it.
game.
Hmm.
So
All right.
that's how I envision it to work in the future. So for now, it seems like I'm the only one that's going to bid on something for this time. Or do you want me to wait till you guys are ready? I can wait.
Well, no. Well, go ahead. Go ahead and pick a game, and maybe I'll bid on it as well.
I'll wait till next week so you guys can think about it because I thought about it already.
All okay.
Okay, yeah, that'll be better.
All right. Sounds good then.
Yeah. Okay, so next week, hopefully, I get the one that I want. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on with the rest of the podcast. What we've been playing. So, just how it usually goes, Luis, then Jose, and then myself.
All right. So yeah, I'll get right into it. Very similar to last week. For my in my 2DS, I've been playing Detective Pikachu. I'm steadily playing that game. I've been playing a lot actually in different consoles, but
Mm,
I did play a couple of hours on Detective Pikachu. Um, it's a pretty cool game. It might sometimes it feels a little slow, like doing progress on it, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying my time with it. Um, on the Switch, I've been playing. I finally got to play Super Mario 3D World, and that game looks really pretty. I'm glad I got it. But yes, I'm having a lot of fun with that game. Um, uh, it's a little different from other 3D Mario's, but it's very cool. It's a sequel to the 3DS's 3D Land, so it's a little similar as well to that game, just in like a bigger scale, like a much more bigger scale.
hmm
So yeah, it's still fun. Um, I played a little bit of Smash. Well, yeah, Smash yesterday just to get like the two new spirits. I don't know if you guys knew about that. There's
Nope.
Bravely Default spirits. Yeah, from I think from started yesterday to Tuesday.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I just logged in to get those two spirits because I did miss out on the Age of Calamity ones. So,
Cool. Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
and then finally on the PS5, I've been playing Spider-Man, Spider-Man Remastered.
Spider-Man,
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
yes. Um, I'm at 60% complete with the story, and I don't know, like the game. I mean, again, it's fun. Um, I enjoy myself, especially doing like the side quests and things like that. I don't know.
Okay.
I really have fun. I feel like in other games, it's kind of like a hassle to do all that. But for this game, I really like spending my time doing the extra or the side quest, and then going back to the main story and things like that. So I've been playing that. I don't know if it was this week, but I think I played Apex and with you.
Yeah.
Was it this week?
I,
Yeah, and we
it had to be.
finally
It had to be.
yeah, and we finally got a W
We finally got a W
together
after all
as a
this
squad.
time.
Yeah,
Oh
dude,
my
I was shaking.
god.
I was
I
shaking by the end of that match.
so who
Yeah,
were we?
dude. Like
You
I don't know.
were you were Bangalore. I was Crypto.
I was younger.
And then who was the other
Yeah,
guy?
and
Was it Rafe?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so. Oh man, it
And
felt so good.
everything we did was perfect, you know. Like everything. I don't know. It was like a perfect match. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was exciting. That was exciting. And but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It's a lot of gaming.
Yeah, good games, good games. All
All
right.
right. So, um, for me, I've been taking it slow. It's pretty similar to last week. The main thing I've been playing is on my 3DS. I've been playing. I went back to trying out the Nuzlocke challenge again with Pokemon White this time. The thing is, I had already started on it, and then I lost. I don't think I was even halfway through the game, and I lost. So
Mm,
I had
dang.
to restart it. I restarted it, and on the first battle, my one and only Pokemon I had died, so I lost again. So I restarted again, and so this is my third try, and I'm trying. So far so good. It's hard. It's a lot harder than other games. Like to do the Nuzlocke in this game is harder.
Mm,
But it's challenging and it's entertaining. Um, and that's pretty much it. Animal Crossing I haven't really touched since the event. Um, and and yeah, I haven't really played much. Hopefully
mm,
soon that'll
mm.
change. But yeah, that's been it for me.
All right, cool. Every time, like when you die, I imagine just like an alternate you, like takes the spot of the original one. Like it's not your original character, it's like some other version of you. So there's like different, like it's the same story but with a different person. I don't know. Do you get what coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of,
Like
sort of.
like when your Pokemon dies, your character also is kind of like dead in a sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, for sure.
yeah. Interesting. What about 3D World? Are you gonna jump into that one?
I want to eventually. Um, I know that um, I haven't really played the 3D All Stars, so I think I want to do that first.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know when.
Cool. Hopefully you get to it soon. I think Galaxy is really, I don't know. Are you was Galaxy the one that you played one of the more was Galaxy the 3D Mario game that you played more of compared to the others?
Mm, I want to say Mario 64 was
64.
the one I've played the most. I mean,
Mm.
I've played all three in the past.
Mm, okay.
I think the only one that I haven't passed is Sunshine.
Sunshine.
So I definitely want to get to that one too.
Yeah.
But yes, I want to play all three.
Oh yeah, most definitely. All right, so as for me, I want to talk about two games. The first one, I'll bring up Outriders from the stream from last night. So Outriders, I don't think a lot of people probably know about what it is. It's a third-person shooter made by People Can Fly. They made a game called Bulletstorm before. They're probably most known for that one. Just like a first-person shooter, crazy, just off the wall, like just murdering everything in sight kind of game. And this game does take. It seems like it takes a page from that. There's a lot of blood, a lot of guns, but the main difference, I don't know if Bulletstorm had it, I'm not too familiar, but you have abilities now and it's in third person. So kind of like taking a page from the hero shooters and Destiny where you have abilities to work into your gunplay. They do that just in a third person format, and I think it works really well. I had fun playing with Marcos, one of our people, somebody in our group that we play with a lot, related to my co-hosts, and yeah, we had a blast just going through it. So much fun that even after the stream was over, we just wanted to keep playing. So I do suggest people try it out. The story is so they just drop you off in the beginning of the game, and the story is it's competent. I wish we had a little bit more time before things like went off the wall crazy. But besides that, man, enjoyable time. It is free to play, so it's the demo's free to play. I mean, not the actual game, and you don't need PS Plus to play with friends.
Okay.
So yeah, so if you want to hop on that, try it out. I really do suggest it. It's fun.
Is that right? It's like what kind of game is it? Is it like would you say it's like a Fortnite? Is it like a
Hmm. It's what would I compare it to? It's kind of like more towards like we were talking about yesterday. Marcus brought up Gears of War. It's
okay,
it
okay.
gives off more of that Gears of Warzy vibe. You go through a story, you go through areas to fight in. You know, you have like waist high cover and all the trappings that you would think a game of that genre would take up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was like thinking like this could be like our PlayStation's like Gears of War substitute. But again, I
It
never
could be.
played. Yeah, it could be, but I just never played Gears of War. I don't know. Were you ever interested in Gears of War?
No, I never played it. I never had an Xbox, so I
Yeah,
was never able to try it out.
yeah, same here. So I was excited to play a game that was like that on the PlayStation.
Mhm.
And then the game that I've been waiting for since the beginning of the year. Actually, I don't know when, but I've been waiting for this game. You guys probably know what it is. Persona 5 Strikers.
Mhm. Strikers.
Strikers. All right, so first and foremost, I want to just tell y'all that I understand why you guys love Age of Calamity so much
Mhm.
because if you're not into a Muso game, what's really going to carry it, one of the big tent poles that's going to carry it for you are the characters you play as. And coming off of Persona 5, you get really, really attached to these characters. And in those games, like you can order them to do moves, but in this one, you actually get to take control and move around as them, fight enemies as them. You're from a third person perspective in an actual like palace type of place. Um, and it's really fun. It's really fun. The one thing I'm not too deep into the game, but the one thing that I hope we get to do a little bit more of is there's more things for you to do in between tackling the missions. So how it works, a little bit of spoilers coming in. I'll put the timestamps down, and I'll probably wave once it's over. Is how it works is you get your real life stuff happening, exposition. You do a little bit of investigation or whatever, and then you and the Phantom Thieves, you guys go into the other world. I don't know if they call it the metaverse here. It's a little bit different, but in the world where you fight, you take on different your clothes change. You have abilities now. You have your personas, and the game's just so stylish, man. Um, like each of the characters, they feel different. Like Joker, he feels like a nimble kind of a nimble fighter. Then there's Makoto. She feels like a brawler. Yusuke is probably going to be my favorite. He has counters with his katana, which is like right up my alley. Ryuji, he's more of a
Definitely.
yeah. Ryuji, he's more of a brawler, and then you have Haru, which is also she's also a heavy hitter. And who's left? There's a new character. I won't say too much about her, but she has a Naruto run, so enough said there.
Is she the Impa of the strikers?
The Impa of Strikers. What is that? Is that good or bad connotation? I assume good.
Well, because you said she runs like Naruto, right?
Yeah.
You know, like I don't
Oh,
know that you remember in Nature Calamity, Impa
right.
has that run.
Okay, true.
Yeah,
I guess in the sense of the run, yes, but her abilities are
yeah,
not
yeah. Right.
assassiny. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just talking about the run.
yeah. Definitely the run. The run is chef's kiss. Joker's base persona is Arsene, so you have a curse ability, which some enemies are weak to, kind of like in the original Persona 5, and then you also have physical physical abilities that take away from your health, but they also can do good damage. So choosing between those and then switching between personas as Joker to see which one is the most optimal if you want to heal yourself or if you want to debuff the enemy, buff yourself, uh, attack the enemy weak point. Man, there's a lot that goes into it. I thought it was gonna be too simple, but it has me working. Like it has me working to stay alive, which is what I really like.
Right. So it has a lot of like replayability,
I think
you
so.
would say.
Yeah. hmm Yeah. I died a handful of times already. I mean, I'm playing it on hard, but still a really good
Mhm.
challenge.
It's sort of like I'm glad, I'm glad that they're doing these like Muso games because every time I hear um like when they announce these kinds of games, people are like, oh well, they're sort of like skim over it, which myself included, I sort of like skimmed over it until they released like Hyrule Warriors back in like the Wii U,
hmm
and I don't know, it gives a chance to like by using other properties or other franchises and putting them in that sort of game, it gives the opportunity to fans of those games like try out Musou games as well, and maybe have them try that genre out, and maybe they like it, and it
mm
is enjoyable,
It
but
is.
I like in my case, I enjoyed it. Like I wouldn't play a Dynasty Warriors, for example,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
I played it like because of Hyrule Warriors, like the Zelda
Right.
crossover, and similar with you, I think like with the whole um, the Persona crossover. So I don't know. I think it's really cool to see that genre, or our favorite franchises use that genre and enjoy that kind of game.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. One last thing before we move on.
Yeah.
I think what really separates, I don't know how it works in like actual like regular Dynasty Warrior games, but in Persona, like in Persona 5, you can get an upper hand by sneaking up on enemies. And
Right.
how that works in this game is it works similarly, except yeah, pretty much almost the same. You can sneak up behind shadows in order to pull off their mask, and then and then get a upper hand. Like what happens is once you if you do that successfully, you'll do like an AOE attack, and it can stun enemies for you to do follow up attacks. So
Mhm.
being able to do that has been really fun for me because that's kind of up my alley, as well as being able to like you can blink to different places. So you can blink on top of buses, you can blink on top of light posts, you can blink on top of a lot of things. So the movement has been really great, and the options presented to me rather than just running up to enemies and hitting them, basically.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm very pleasantly surprised by this game. So spoilers over. So was that like I assume that was like a similar thing you had with Age of Calamity? Like did you how much was the gameplay affecting your enjoyment, or was it the mix of the characters you were playing as well as the gameplay, or was it like equally as appealing to you?
I think to me, like I don't know, I felt like I always tried out all the characters, right? And
Yeah.
it was cool to see what kind of moves they all had. And
Oh
by the
yeah.
end of or by the time I had the all the games, sorry, all the characters unlocked, for example, I already had my preferred ones, right? Because some, like you say, you were talking about how some felt like they were a little more on like the brawler side, or some were a little faster and things like that.
Yeah.
Um, and as you leveled up the characters, which I don't know, I'm pretty sure it's the same for Persona Strikers.
you unlock more. You were able to do more combos. And I don't
Yes.
know. I thought that was like really cool. To be able to improve your moves and be able to do all these like crazy combos. And I don't know. To me, that's really cool. It was really fun. Um,
Yeah.
and I don't know, being able to destroy enemies. Um, like see, I don't know. Like for example, my favorite character was what's her face?
Urbosa.
Um, Rosa. There you go. One of my favorite characters was Rosa, and she has like this um, lightning powers,
Hmm.
and like doing all those powers one after the other, and seeing enemies fly all over the place. I don't know. It was really cool to me, and and I think the incentive for that got me more into Age of Calamity was the fact that we used characters we couldn't or we didn't really use in Breath of the
Mm.
Wild,
Yeah.
like Urbosa, Revali, and Mifa, all these characters that weren't playable. To be able to play those characters and to be able to see them fight and use all
Yeah.
these moves with them, I think that was like even better for me, or yeah, even like a greater incentive for me to keep playing.
Totally. All
Hmm.
Yeah, I
right.
agree. I think for me, um, it's a mixture of both like the gameplay and well, like Luis said, like the opportunity to be able to play some of the characters that you don't. Because I mean, in Legend of Zelda, you only get to play as Link ever.
I think that was a good discussion. Yeah, about Warriors games. I think I'm seeing the light. I'm seeing the light of why people enjoy it.
Good.
Good. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the news for this week. But actually, before we go into the news, uh, how about a shout out to Zelda's 35th anniversary that happened on the 21st? Quick
Shout out.
shout out.
Just
Um,
a comment on that. Um,
yeah.
I don't know why Nintendo snubbed it. um, not snubbed it, but like they didn't really tweet about it. Um, it's a shame, really. But uh, but yeah, shout out to Legend of Zelda. Hopefully, we'll get more. Um, I don't know, surprises down the line.
Hmm.
I mean, the year's barely beginning, so hopefully, once the Mario anniversary celebration ends in March, they'll start with Legend of Zelda at least. Give us something nice.
Yep. My sentiments exactly.
Same for me. That I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what they're doing at Nintendo. Um, but it seems strange for them to not even acknowledge, on that day of its anniversary. Uh, but I don't know. Like I started wondering, like, do they even do that for other games and other franchises? Um, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's even a thing for them. I don't even know if
Mm.
they did it for Mario. Did they? Like the
Um,
day of?
I would have to fact check. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I mean, hopefully we do get announcements or more on Zelda related games in the future. Um, which I don't know. I'm hopeful for, but yeah, it's weird.
Hmm.
But yes, shout out to Zelda.
Yeah. Zelda's fantastic. All right. Moving on to the news. Hopefully, in the future, we'll get some hype Zelda news, but for now, we do not have that.
I know, right?
Yeah. First thing, we Bradley Default 2. I have some reviews for you guys. So, Bradley Default 2 has a 77 on Metacritic so far, and I have a couple of quotes from a couple of different outlets. So let me go ahead and share those with you all. Let me pull it up. Can't see the whole thing. All right, so it says this is from Nintendo Life, which gave it an 80. The interesting risk-based. Let me start all over. The interesting risk-based combat is supported by a diverse class system and a well-told story, which all combine to make for an experience that can be tough to put down. That said, one can't help but feel a consistent sense of been there, done that with Bravely Default 2. And then the second one I have is from the gamer that gave it a 60. I've grown to enjoy it more and more as I played, but despite how much I can enjoy it, I can't get away from those minor frustrations as much as I'd like to. Bravely Default 2 makes a compelling case for itself as a modern JRPG that invokes the classic era, but doesn't do as much with the concept as modern contemporaries, and it never quite reaches the soaring highs of those classics either. So I thought those two encapsulated the sentiment of Bravely Default 2 pretty well. Um, Seems like it's a good game. It just doesn't do anything all that innovative to get people to get in, just based off of the new things it's going for.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I sort of like I felt like I saw it coming. Um, I guess like it's sort of like, well, I don't want to say more of the same, but like something similar. It has its established um a what's it called, like gameplay. It's established system.
Hmm.
So I felt like the, you know that maybe they played it safe to just bring a new entry of the franchise to the Switch, and hopefully get more people to play those games.
Yeah.
Um, and honestly, I think like they interest me. I was thinking like a couple of weeks ago if maybe I should get like the first one just to give it a try on the 2DS, because I've been obsessed with getting 2DS games now. Um, but I don't know. It's a franchise that it looks interesting. Um, but I don't know. I'm still like up in the air. It's kind of like I don't know. I don't know if I'm not like fully sold on it.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. I This would be up my alley. I don't know how you guys feel about the art style. The art style feels a little mobile game-ish,
Hmm.
and that's a little bit of a
Yeah.
turnoff. And
Right.
there's other JRPGs like I still have yet to play. I got to play um, a Tales game, Tales of Berseria. I still have Chrono Trigger to play, so it's just in a tough spot if you're trying to get into JRPGs, trying to play the best of them, and Bravely Default just isn't up there with those other ones.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I hope it's the best. I hope it does good sales. So whenever like a Bravely Default 3 comes out, they can deliver something really fantastic.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. All right. The next thing we're going to talk about is before we get into actually, how about we go into yeah, we'll go into the little news and then we'll go into the big news. So let's move on to a not Pokemon. Okay, yeah, Valheim. Have you guys heard of Valheim before?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Okay. So Valheim, it is a Steam early access game, so it's on PC, which is probably why um, we haven't really heard much about it like in our circle. But I have a headline here that says Iron Gate Studios' Viking survival game Valheim passes 4 million sales in less than a month on Steam Early Access from Ozzy Mejia on Shack News. So survival games are pretty popular nowadays, and Valheim just appears to be the next one that's going to pop off in people's interests. Just wanted to bring it up for our survival fans out there.
To keep on the lookout.
Yeah.
You said it's about Vikings?
It's a Viking survival game.
Hmm.
So I don't know how deep the Viking lore goes, but
Yeah.
that's how it's described. Next thing I wanted to bring up, Dinosaur Planet leak from S. Shaya on Engadget. So Dinosaur Planet was going to be the game that was going to be released on the N64 before it became Star Fox Adventures for the GameCube. So I have some details about this. It's pretty interesting. A build of Dinosaur Planet dated December 2000, before it became Star Fox Adventures, is out in the wild for people to check out. The female protagonist wasn't replaced by Crystal yet, so Star Fox Adventures introduced Crystal in the Star Fox lore, and in this build she was not in the game yet. It was another character. Before it became part of the Star Fox series at the behest of Nintendo producer Shigeru Miyamoto, Dinosaur Planet was destined to be one of the final releases for the magnificent N64. Instead, it wound up being Rare's only outing on the GameCube, as shortly after its launch the UK-based studio was snapped up by Microsoft for $375 million. Yeah, so another interesting link from Rare again, because that remake of GoldenEye was leaked not too long ago as well, and now it's Dinosaur Planet. Um, have you guys had any interest in checking out Star Fox Adventures, especially after my fanboying about it?
I would play it. But I mean, obviously, they would have to like port it, I guess, to a Switch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if it's there, if it's available, yeah, I would. And I don't understand why Nintendo doesn't do that. Um, Especially with those franchises, like Star Fox or um, F-Zero.
Hmm.
Those kind of more shunned franchises within the company. But yeah, for sure, I would try it out.
Oh man, that's good to hear. I just can't. Just thinking about what Rare could have been if they just like stayed with Nintendo and didn't get snapped up by Microsoft. I wonder how that would have worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But alas, this is the reality we live in. Next thing to talk about, there is going to be a Twisted Metal live action TV series. Uh, it's going to be made with Cobra Kai producer and Deadpool writers. This is from Rebecca Ballantyne from IGN. The games, the Twisted Metal games, just in case you're not familiar with them, are focused around Demolition Derby, with each following a different storyline that somehow revolves around Twisted Metal, a derby event taking place once a year that grants its winner one wish of their choice. The TV series is reported to center around a yet unnamed protagonist trying to complete a delivery in a post-apocalyptic world in exchange for a promise of a better life. Not much else is known, though it is said that the clown character Sweet Tooth, a recurring antagonist clown who drives an ice cream truck, will make an appearance. We first heard about this series in 2019, and there was a movie announced back in 2012 that never saw the light of day. So for PlayStation fans, we're getting a live-action TV series of Twisted Metal. The series does live on, although not in game form just yet.
That's
Twi-
interesting.
uh-huh.
To like make a TV show. And I like that that's their selling point, the clown.
I want to
I
see
mean,
how they
a selling
portray it.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. So in addition to this, we're getting Last of Us, and I wonder what else they have in the works. We'll just have to see. I'm interested in seeing what Sony, how good these Sony properties translate onto TV. Next thing, we have some information about EA. A lot of things happened with EA this past week. EA and has canceled Anthem's overhaul, Anthem Next. This is from Ars Technica by article by Sam Makovich, and they also canceled EA Motive's Gaia project. This is from Marie Delisandre from GamesIndustry.biz. In an interview with IGN at the time, EA's then executive vice president Patrick Soderland touched upon EA's wish to expand its portfolio with gigantic action games like Assassin's Creed or Batman or GTA, and hinted that Motive as a studio was tackling the challenge. It is believed that Gaia was the IP in question here. So it kind of sounds like what the initiative is to Xbox. They wanted the initiative to deliver something that will engage the attention of the audience with something new and exciting. Jason Schreier from Bloomberg also reported on these developments. He reported that the multiplayer mode from the upcoming Dragon Age, is being removed in a big pivot. The next Dragon Age was designed with a heavy multiplayer component, but has turned into a single player only game recently. And the people that he got information from said that Fallen Order being a success and Anthem being a commercial flop changed the executives' minds about including multiplayer in Dragon Age. So, pretty interesting stuff. We have some cancellations and a focus change on Dragon Age. What do you guys think about this? If you have any thoughts at all.
I mean, I'm not. I mean, I don't want to sound too. Uh, I forgot the word. Dismissive.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, I guess it's just like normal, typical like video game industry occurrences. I know I've talked about wanting to try out Dragon Age. I don't know. I think it's a game that I've I've found interesting, and so I do want to try that out if I can down the line,
Totally.
you know. But uh, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Not many thoughts on that.
Yeah.
I mean, it always sucks to hear that games um, are canceled,
Mm.
Um, but uh, and I don't know. It's kind of like, especially with the second one, the second game you mentioned. What was it called? Gaia.
Gaia, yeah.
Um, did we see anything of the game?
I don't think we did. We might have like little snippets here and there, but
Hmm.
nothing substantial for us to be like, oh yeah, that's gonna be fire.
Right. And then with Anthem, next, I think it was called. It again, the Anthem. I remember when it came out, it received a lot of um,
Flag.
negativity.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that game might be considered one of the worst releases. Um, and like I guess they tried, and like it's not as surprising to me to see that happen to Anthem. And
Mm.
again, because of all the things surrounding it, all the issues surrounding it. So so I can understand that um, for that game, but yeah, for the other one, it's again, it sucks that we whenever we don't see much of a game and it gets canceled. Um,
Yeah.
and similar to like Scalebound for Xbox and all these other games, they're canceled, and we never get to see snippets of it. But yeah, like Jose, I'm not too familiar with EA games,
Mm.
um, so it doesn't affect me personally. Like it's not like I wanted to play these games, but again, it does suck whenever development stops for games. and things like that.
Yeah. Yep. Um, well, I guess the one good thing is that the fans of Dragon Age, they're not gonna have to put up with a multiplayer component that's forced in. They're gonna have hopefully their RPG, single player RPG focus that they've been yearning for a while. So that's good.
Right. So maybe something good comes out of it.
Yeah, I suppose, but then people are losing their jobs and stuff. I think that's more
Yeah. That's more
important.
important.
Yeah. But yeah, you got a point. All right. The last small news I think I have here before we get into the big stuff. No, actually, we have one more story after this, but this is a really quick one. PSVR 2 details were revealed by Sony. This was reported on by Rise Wood from Tech Radar. They got information from the official PlayStation blog. And PS5 expanded storage is coming this summer. And this was reported by Sam Byford from The Verge. And they got information from Bloomberg. So PSVR 2 and PS5 expanded storage, they're coming. Do any of those two things interest you?
The expanded storage is what really caught my eye.
Yeah,
VR, I never got into VR. I haven't gotten into VR. So, I mean,
totally. Yeah, same.
it's cool, at least it's cool that they're improving upon it, but it's not as interesting as the extended storage. I'm just curious of how they're gonna do that.
hmm From what I read, there is an extra slot on the PS5 for you to add an SSD drive.
Hmm.
So we're probably going to be installing those into our PS5s. I assume it's not going to be too difficult, not too intimidating to do that.
Right.
Hopefully it don't cost like hopefully it costs like 80 bucks at the max or something. I hope it's not like in the hundreds territory.
Hopefully.
Yeah. All right. The last story before we get into Pokemon and the state of play, we have information about Japan Studio. So this was some interesting information that I saw during the week. PlayStation Japan Studio will be reorganized on April 1st. This is a report from Matt T.M. Kim from IGN. He reports that game development will be scaled back and recentered around Team Asobi, who made Astro's Playroom. So Japan Studio, they've made games like Knack, Gravity Rush, and Siren, and played significant roles in the development of Demon Souls on PS5, Shadow of the Colossus, The Last Guardian, and Bloodborne. I got that information from Wikipedia. And here's a quote that I have that's pretty interesting. Sources tell VGC that Japan Studio has just not been profitable enough. Japan Studio wanted to create games for the Japanese market first with global appeal, while PlayStation reportedly wanted Japan Studio to work on global hits, similar to its North American and European first-party teams. A little bit more information. Some of the Sony Japan Studio veterans are already working as independent developers. Bokeh Game Studio, that has Kiichiro Toyama, the director of Silent Hill and Gravity Rush, they left Japan Studio. He left Japan Studio in 2020 along with Gravity Rush designers Junya Okura and Kazunobu Sato, and they shared concepts for the first project, a horror game that they're aiming to release in 2023. And there's other developers as well that I'm sure I think left as well, and they're doing their own. They're pursuing their own, ways or their own career. I think in the game industry, we'll see, but not too sure. So this was pretty interesting. Japan Studio, a pillar of PlayStation, associated with a lot of big games. It just seems like their direction that they were taking, they wanted to take, was not profitable enough for Sony, and they just let a lot of the staff go, and now it's going to be mostly an Astro's Playroom studio or Astro Studio. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that was the right move? Do you think it's sad that we won't be seeing sequels for these games most likely?
Yeah, to me, it is sad. I read about this, but I didn't hear about the what you said. Like that they didn't see it as profitable anymore, and and, and the fact that it was a studio that sort of wanted to like create hits for the Japanese market, and then take it globally,
Yeah,
and to hear that that wasn't profitable for Sony, I don't know. It's kind of sad,
same.
in a way.
I think yeah.
Um, because I think it's important to have variety, in a console or like uh, the companies,
Yep.
and to see Sony sort of like uh, leave that Japanese market and focus more on the Western games. It's a little sad. I mean, I don't know. Like Sony is a Japanese company, and for them to go ahead and focus on games like, and I'm not saying they're bad games, right? But like focus more on the Western games like, uh, The Last of Us and God of War and things like that.
Hmm.
Um, it's a little sad. We still have Astro in the studio that works on that.
Yep.
Um, so we get, and I enjoyed Astro Playroom as well. So um, it was sort of like a, um, what's it called? Like, to me at least, it was sort of like a, fresh air. I hit a fresh air,
Yes.
to finally be able to play a more Japanese oriented game. But to hear that now it's kind of like it's not profitable. It sucks. I don't know.
Mm.
So maybe, to, to be fair, Nintendo sort of like dominates the Japanese market as well. Um, so with the Switch, um, so I can see why, as why they were like driven towards that decision as well.
Mm. Hmm.
Uh, but I don't know. There's something sad about that.
Yeah. Um, it hurts my heart that Gravity Rush didn't hit with people.
Dude, oh
That's
yeah, I was gonna say that.
mhm.
Gravity Rush. I always hear good things about it, and it was one of those games that I always wanted to replay, or I wanted to
Mhm.
play.
Right.
I've heard that it's really hard to come across by, the first one, I think, or
Mm.
even the second one. I don't know.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it sucks,
Yeah, man,
But
dude.
yeah, sorry for interrupting.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna say anything. You got it,
Mhm.
man. Um, it just you brought up Nintendo, and I was gonna say that Sony just seems to be going the opposite way of Nintendo. I mean, both have their pros and cons. Like Nintendo's is they're a Japanese company first, and then every territory comes after the Japanese interest, and that comes with its pros and cons. Like they're more cagey about things. They want to hold their cards close to their chest, and they leave us in the dark a lot. But they just pump out amazing stuff, so we can't really complain too much. Sony's a little bit more open, but they're becoming more uh, Western Western
Right.
oriented. I mean, like their headquarters is, I think it's in San Mateo here in California, the like actual main
Mhm.
headquarters, as opposed to Nintendo, who is like Nintendo is in Japan. So
Kyoto. Yeah.
yeah, we're starting to see the potential cons of that if you're a fan of quirky Japanese games that you'll see on Nintendo platforms and other and PlayStation platforms. They're just probably gonna dry up just a little bit, the high quality ones, which is kind of sad.
Yes.
All right. So that's going to do it for everything that I wanted to talk about before the state of play and Pokemon Presents. Should we talk about? I think we should talk about the state of play first. That sound good?
Sure.
Yes. Also, like just really quick,
Oh, sure.
uh, yesterday, last week we talked about the direct, right? And I think the Friday before the Saturday, there was like a Blizzard thing, and then I was like Diablo 2 for Diablo 2 remastered
Oh,
for
that's right.
uh, yeah. Just really quick, they announced Diablo 2 for the consoles and PC. They showed like a teaser trailer for Diablo 4, I think, where
Mm,
they introduced like a new class, like a rogue class to its roster.
true.
Again, I'm not really familiar with those games, and they showed a little bit more behind the scenes of Overwatch 2, um,
Yeah,
and like the designs and like some improvements and some additions to this game. And I mean, they also talked a lot of about Hearthstone and things like that, but
yeah,
those were the main ones, like the Diablo and Overwatch 2. Just like really quick, shout
yeah,
out to them.
definitely. I had overlooked that, and I had watched some content about it. So thanks for bringing that
Hmm.
up.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Okay. So the PlayStation State of Play, it happened Thursday on the 25th. 25th, yeah. Um, and we had what I like about the State of Play. I don't know. Actually, we'll not get into it. Let's just list the stuff on. We'll get into it right now. So let me go ahead and recap everything. It was not too much. First thing was Crash Bandicoot 4. They shut off the PS5 enhancements. That's going to be coming on March 12th. Returnal. We saw some more Returnal gameplay. That's going to be coming on April 30th. We saw a seafood trailer. It was like a martial arts third-person combat game that's going to be coming in 2021 sometime. We saw more of Knockout City, and you can sign up for a crossplay beta access. I don't know if it's on right now or if it's coming up, and that's going to be coming May 21st. We saw some Solar Ash gameplay. Uh, that's going to be coming in 2021. Five Nights. Oh, okay. So 2021, and I had to check that it was coming 2021, and I referenced Danny Payas from Screen Rant to make sure. We also got some Five Nights at Freddy's security breach footage. That's going to be coming from 2021. I confirmed that from Cass Marshall on Polygon. We also saw more of Oddworld Soulstorm. That's going to be a PS Plus game. So if you have PS Plus and you wanted to try out Oddworld, you can. That's going to be coming on April 6th. Kena, Kena Bridge of Spirits. We saw more of that. Looks fantastic. That's going to be coming on August 24th, 2021. Reference Wikipedia for that one. We saw Deathloop. We saw a Deathloop trailer. Looks pretty good. That's coming May 21st, 2021. Got that from Wikipedia, the release date. And finally, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade was announced and the PS5 upgrade. That's going to be coming on June 10th, 2021. I referenced Jordan Serrani from IGN. So, not too many announcements, a lot of updates of things we already knew about. Did you guys get to catch it? And if so, what was your highlights? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, so I did. I was able to watch it after the state of play. I saw a lot of people criticizing it, and obviously there were comparisons to the Nintendo Direct and whatever, it is what it is. Just gamer stuff.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I mean, they did announce it, and they did say, that they were gonna give updates on games that they had announced already the previous year. So I wasn't really expecting like too much. I would have hoped for a like a tease of something like a big game or whatever, right? Uh,
sure.
we didn't really get that, but I mean, it's not like the end of the world. Um, uh, but yeah, I do think that, for example, like Deadloop, right? This is like the third. trailer we see of Deadloop.
I'm tired of seeing
And
Deathloop.
yeah, I am. I'm tired. I was tired of seeing Deadloop. I was like, why are you showing more Deadloop? They're really pushing to sell a game, and I get it, but I don't know. I think it's been too excessive, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
One thing I want to bring
eh,
up before you continue,
mhm.
the gameplay for Deathloop was pretty dope though in that trailer. Not gonna lie.
Right, and
Yeah.
that's what I noticed from because I was watching people react to it as well. A
Hmm.
lot of people say that that trailer was more hype, and it
Hmm.
showed more like it was it showed the game, um, or it made it more interesting for a lot of people with this new trailer. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we don't we don't see it that much in future directs and I mean state of plays. Um, but yeah, I mean, everything that was shown. Yeah, again, it's cool to have updates. It's cool to have dates finally for the games. Um, the ones that I was most interested in was Kina. That game looks really, 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 really pretty.
Oh my gosh,
um,
yes.
and I was hoping for like a spring release, like um, maybe April or something or May.
Hmm.
Uh, we are getting it on August, so hopefully it's good. Hopefully, they polish it well and it's a really good game. And mostly because it's on my fantasy league. Um, nice. Yeah. I don't know because you know, I'm just really interested in the game. Um, yeah, it's got a lot of. I felt like it had a lot of like Zelda vibes in it, or a few like some Zelda vibes from
Hmm.
in it in the trailer.
The slow mo,
Um, yeah,
the slow mo
exactly.
arrow shot.
And then like the hiking thing. I don't know. It reminded me a lot of like Zelda. But anyways,
Hmm.
but yeah, I think that's like the game that stood out the most for me. Um, eh, what else? There was something else that caught my attention.
Crash, Returnal, Sifu, Knockout City, Solar Ash, Five Nights at Freddy's,
Flash.
Oddworld, Kina, Deathloop, and Final Fantasy.
Oh, I thought that they had another something else, but yeah, Kina was like the standout for me. Um, and then like that was the top game that I was waiting for to hear from, and I did, and we got a release date, which is cool. And then like the other games that uh, sort of like spiked my attention was Seafood. Seafood looks pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
Um, like the whole like martial arts. I don't know, like it's weird because like as I was watching the trailer, I thought we really don't have games like this. We have like martial arts games and things like that,
Hmm.
but I don't know. It looked different. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
Right.
Um, like I don't know. It felt like it was like an actual martial artist doing those things. Like
Mm-hmm.
actual moves. I don't know. It's hard to explain. So that was really really interesting as well. Um, Solar Ash again really it looks really pretty as well. It looks like a fast paced game. I never played the other games that the developers worked on.
Hyperlight,
What's it? Hyperlight.
Drifter.
But I saw people say that it was a little different from that game.
Hmm.
And
During
um,
that during that game, like a lot of the trailer was her like skating around,
right,
and I'm like, I don't want to skate around all the time. And then just like a little bit later, she's just like walking around the environment. I'm like, my heart, thank you.
yeah, um, yeah, I know. Like they showed a lot of that, and I'm like, okay, just something else. And what was the second game?
Returnal.
And Returnal, yeah, and then Returnal, like Returnal. I don't know. That's a strange game. Um, like it looks interesting, but then like it has like horror elements to it. Like when the person entered the house, it sort of like reminded me, and it reminded a lot of people to like PT, um, like the first person view.
Hmm.
So it's strange. Like we still don't know a lot of its story, which is good, but it's definitely like interesting, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't. I'm still undecided whether I wanna play that game for sure, and for Solar Ash as well. Like the one for sure
Hmm.
I want to get is Kina.
Oh yeah, definitely. I see that.
But yeah,
Uh,
I'm sure. Like I mean, Final Fantasy stuff is cool as well. Um, but I haven't played Final Fantasy 7, so it's hard for me to be like really hyped. But it's good that people are getting more content and they're
mhm.
getting the upgrade as well for free.
Yeah. And then people who have PS Plus, they're gonna be able to get the PS4 version.
Right.
So that's cool.
But they want to be able to upgrade.
Yeah. I wonder if you buy Integrate, if you can upgrade it or not. I don't know. Well,
Yeah, they didn't really specify
hmm
like for like it's kind of weird. Like some people were confused as to, like the DLC. You know, if it's only available on the PS5. Um,
yeah,
and I think it is actually.
I think it is too.
Mhm. But yeah,
Yeah. Final Fantasy at Freddy's. Every time I see that, it's a buzzkill, personally.
yeah, it's kind of like it's not my type of game, you know. And I'm sure
Yeah.
it was a big thing. Like it was a huge thing. I remember with kids. You know, it was like the game to play. Um,
YouTubers.
yeah,
hmm
and you know that's cool, but it was never my thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Those are some good thoughts. Like them. Jose, do you want to share anything that caught your eye before I go off?
Well, Luis kind of shared some of the same sentiments I have.
Hmm
I didn't get to see the State of Play live, um,
hmm
but I did go back and see some. Well, I went and saw the video um, on my own, and I mean, first of all, yeah, Kina looks like a really um, like it's a really graphically like it's very appealing. Um, and I mean, one thing I liked about it is that it's not your typical. I mean, and this is not like to bash, um, you know, certain games, but I feel like recently Sony has been delivering like very like realistic games,
Yes.
um, like very cinematic um, in terms of just how realistic like their characters look, and I mean, and that's good, but you know, it's nice to kind of switch it up a bit. And I feel like Kina does deliver in that aspect. It's very, like Luis mentioned, it does remind me a lot of like Zelda's kind of. It gives me Zelda vibes, um, and I don't know, like it reminds me of like Ocarina of Time or Twilight Princess, even.
Huh. Okay.
And yeah, I don't know if I'm way off, but
Y'all just like
yeah, it
Zelda
just
a lot.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, just the forest setting. It was really pretty, and it's definitely a game I wanna play as well. Who knows? It might be the first PS5 game that I play. We shall see. But yeah, that definitely caught my attention, and I also really like the Solar Ash,
Mm.
the graphics in that game. I don't know. I guess I'm drawn to games that kind of switch it up a little bit with how they look.
Got you.
Um, so that's something that definitely appealed to me. Um, so yeah, I would say those two were like the highlights for me. I know Returnal is getting, heads turning. It looks like a really interesting game. Um, and I know that Oddworld it's coming to the PS Plus. Um, and I don't know, I'd like to try that one out as well. Why not?
Mm.
But yeah, definitely Kina and Solar Ash are the two games that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Good picks. Good picks. As for me, I know we still got to talk about Pokemon, so I'll be relatively quick. Returnal. Uh, I'm a sucker for third-person shooters, and a third-person shooter bullet hell game is really unique, and I'm really interested in that game. Will I buy it day one? I'm leaning towards yes. Hopefully, it has enough for me to sink my teeth into for like a six. I think it's gonna be $69.99. I don't know, but yeah, it's hefty price tag. But if it's worth it, it's worth it. Also, Sifu, man. Sifu, shout out to Sifu, man. Like, I played Absolver. They're the same developers that did Absolver, and it's really similar. This looks to be more tailor-made for Kung Fu, which is something that would be really beneficial because in Absolver, like, it was cool. It was really cool to pull off the moves and everything. Like, it's really similar to how Sifu looks. But it was kind of complicated. Like you had to assign button mappings a lot to different like strings in your combo, and it became really tedious. And I didn't want to play it anymore because it was just too much. So for Sifu, I hope they refine that and just make it enjoyable for a wider audience, for them to really enjoy being a kung fu fighter. And oh yeah, Sleeping Dogs, man. Man, my taste just bring me so much pain. Like Sleeping Dogs, the developers, they got shut down right after that game got released, basically. So
Well, damn.
yeah, Sleeping Dogs was. I think they probably took a lot of inspiration from how Sleeping Dogs played, like open world GTA-ish game, but emphasis on kung fu gameplay, which is really cool, or martial arts. And Knockout City looks okay. I might do the beta thing. I mean, Dodgeball is pretty unique, so I mean, what hurts to try it?
Right.
hmm Crash Bandicoot, I still got to play the trilogy, so I'm not focused on that yet. Kina, share the same sentiments with y'all. Kina looks dope as heck. Deathloop, not too interested in Deathloop. And Final Fantasy VII Remake, boys. Yuffie.
Goofy.
Yuffie, dude, like I've been telling myself since this came out that I just looking forward to playing as Yuffie. Can't wait till Yuffie's in the game. And then Square said, "We heard you, fam. This year you'll play as Yuffie." And I'm like,
In new content.
in new content, I'm like, Square, what did I do to deserve this love? I was so happy. I was so happy to see Yuffie and to think that she's getting her own episode, man. Ah, man, that's so good. It's so good. Like I gotta count all the good things that happen to me, so I don't feel like I'm getting slapped in the face by Nintendo and other. Not to call it Nintendo, but you know,
What'd you say? Asking now, yeah.
I am calling out Nintendo, freaking Metroid hoarders. Anyway, yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Really looking forward to that in June. I'm gonna be playing that day one. You already know.
So yeah.
Yeah. Barring
Was it
any
was it
interruptions.
was
Yeah.
it unexpected for you?
It was unexpected. I just expected the upgrade, the PS5 upgrade. That's
Mhm.
all. That's all I expected. And then when they said it was one more thing from a beloved game on the PlayStation or
Yeah.
whatever, I'm like, it's The Last of Us. And I was ready to check out. but then it was Final Fantasy, and then everything was right in the world again. To be fair though, if it was Last of Us Factions, the multiplayer thing, I would have been kind of hyped. Not gonna lie.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, man. I guess we can go around and just say what we thought. Like, I think seeing the Nintendo Direct and then this kind of almost back to back, it kind of solidified that I am a PlayStation boy at heart because I was much more harsh on Nintendo, and I'm over here just like I like this. This is
gushing
I
on it.
I
Yeah.
like this. Yeah. So I understand what you were coming from last week when you ranked it a 7.5 or whatever you did. Like
Hmm.
your heart lies where it lies, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just really quick, like seeing this after the Nintendo Direct, for me, it kind of told me because again, like the reception for the State of Play for a lot of people was like, oh, it sucked, or like it was worse than the Nintendo Direct. Which to me, like nah, like I don't think it was worse than the Nintendo Direct. I don't think it was even like, I mean, I don't think it was better than the Nintendo Direct. To me, it was kind of uh, like they told us, it was gonna be updates on games, um, and it kind of showed me at least that that for both, I think, uh, there was like I think like the pandemic sort of like slowed down development for a lot of games.
Yeah.
Um, like that's what I got from these two presentations, right? And like again, it's understandable. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't see it as like, oh, you know this suck, because it didn't suck. They gave us what they said they were gonna give us,
Mhm.
updates on games that they had already shown off. Like I said, I would have liked to see some tease for something, right? But like again, it wasn't like, oh, like that made this the worst thing ever, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
I think I feel like a lot of people just want to see new stuff, right? And it's like, well, you gotta chill.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, like you just enjoy what you want, what you enjoy. Like you said, you enjoyed this State of Play, and I mean, and for good reason, right? I mean, you got more content for one of your favorite games from last year, and
Yeah.
like an
Yeah.
upgrade. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, definitely. If it was no Sifu though, I would have been more critical.
You're like,
Mm, mm.
that's true.
Place
Sifu was like the new thing they just showed, so that's cool too.
Yeah, I would have been like, PlayStation, what you doing? This ain't it. Then they drop Sifu. I'm like, all right, you good.
Shit, imagine like they hadn't dropped Sifu and just showed Deadloop for like
I would have had qualms.
they would have been like, Tony, what are you doing? It's not even your company anymore.
Yeah. All right. We got one more thing to talk about, boys. Are you ready?
I think a person in this podcast is ready.
He's ready. I'm ready for his takes.
Oh, he's preparing himself.
All right. Pokemon presents full recap. Here we go. Adam Bankhurst from IGN. This is what I got information from him. So these are the things that the Pokemon Company presented to us. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl Remix announced for late 2021. ILCA Incorporated is developing the game, but the director on the original will be working alongside the studio. They're known for their work on Pokemon Home and their support of Nier Automata and Yakuza 0. Next thing that we saw Pokemon Snap gameplay trailer. It was revealed that there will be new features, including tools, photo editing, and more. These new tools can make Pokemon glow, change their elemental effects, and more. And Pokemon Snap is going to be coming the same day as Returnal, April 30th. Um, they also had 25 years of Pokemon Celebration, little section for fans to sink their teeth into. And probably the most craziest thing that they did, open world Pokemon Legends Arceus announced for early 2022. Players will be recreating. Sorry, players will be creating Sinnoh's first Pokédex and features Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott as starter Pokemon. All right. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
All right. All right. Cool. So we got a handful of stuff here. No. Pokemon Unite, I'm a little bummed about that, but
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't mention anything. I don't know if they're waiting for like later on in the year, um, when they have more info. Especially since like I think some things already leaked
uh,
um, about that game. So I don't know. I don't know why they didn't address it.
I'm just an
But yeah, I
oddball.
mean,
I'm just an oddball that's excited for it. All right, go ahead, Jose. My bad.
I'm sorry. Um, well, I mean, as you all know, I'm a huge Pokemon fan. So I mean, for me, um, this direct or presentation, um, it I think it delivered on what we were in terms of the amount of information that we were expecting, because everyone was expecting some sort of announcement for a new for a remake for Diamond and Pearl. I mean, everyone has been begging for it, and it's kind of like this uh, cycle where as soon as the the remake for example, Ruby and Sapphire, the remake was released, everyone was starting to like look forward to the Sinnoh remake.
Hmm.
Um, and so I'm sure in a few weeks you'll start seeing fans waiting for the Gen 5 remakes. It's this really toxic cycle. But anyways,
What?
um, but people were really, um, they were expecting this, and so I mean, I mean not Nintendo, Pokemon really delivered with that. Um, I think I think the most polarizing part of the whole presentation was the announcement for Diamond and Pearl remakes, only because
Hmm.
of the style that they decided to go for in terms of graphics. And I personally was a little thrown off by it too, because usually when they do the remakes adopt the same, um, uh, I guess, graphics that the more recent games um, have. So a lot of people were expecting Diamond and Pearl in like a Sword and Shield, um,
Hmm.
type of visuals, um, and we didn't get that. Um, we got those chibi short characters.
Mobile
Um,
gamey look.
yeah, a lot of people were comparing it to that,
Yeah.
and so I think it's that unexpected uh, reveal, I guess, um, that threw off a lot of people. And so I did see a lot of people not liking it, bashing it, um, trashing it, comparing it to Link's Awakening. And I don't know, it was a lot of people were just a lot of the fans, and ironically, it was the fans themselves that were like the harshest,
Hmm.
comparing it to like one of those like um, mobile games, like those copies, those cheap copies on mobile games. Um, and but then there was also some that liked it, that it was like, okay, cool. Um, I personally was thrown off by it at first, and I didn't know what to make of it.
Hmm.
But I mean, it kind of grew on me. Um, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know. It's not a big deal for me.
Got you.
Um, but but yeah, I know um, the Pokemon Legends, the open world game, that one did gain more praise than criticisms from people in general. Um, Only because I mean that's pretty much what a lot of people have been asking for the longest time. And so it seems that Game Freak is working towards giving that to the fans. Um, I know that it's releasing next year, so they still have like a year to kind of polish things up. Because I know that that was another thing that a lot of people pointed out, just like the frame rate in certain parts. Some Pokemon look kind of sketchy, um, but so I mean I don't know. Hopefully they'll fix those. They have to fix those if they don't want backlash for the next 4 years. Um, but um, but yeah, I mean, Pokemon Snap. Enough said. I mean, I think that's it's a very very pretty game. and I'm really hyped for it. I like all the features that they're going to include. I love the whole photo sharing, online sharing and rating other people's photos. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm satisfied with what they delivered. Um, I know after the direct, I mean, the presentation, like people were going crazy on social media, and not necessarily in a good way.
Mm.
Some people were having meltdowns, um, and I mean, I don't know. I think it's personally, I'm like over the fandom. It's just
Mhm.
I don't think the fandom knows what they want half of the time. They just I don't know because I know a lot of people were like bashing Game Freak for the Diamond and Pearls remakes, because they didn't like the graphics and like, oh, it's lazy on Game Freak's part, um, yada yada. But then those same people criticized Sword and Shield, the way Sword and Shield looked, and so now they are upset that they didn't adopt that same style for the Diamond and Pro remakes. And then another thing is that they were demanding that Game Freak start outsourcing, because the fandom feels like Game Freak takes on too
Dang.
much, and so they deliver really mediocre products, which I mean, in 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 some parts I do agree with it, but then they're bashing Diamond Pro remakes, which was not you know created by Game Freak. It was
Mhm.
created by another company. I forgot the name. Um,
IOCA Incorporated.
yeah, there you go. Um, and so it's like, okay, so what now? You can't hold that against Game Freak now, but some people still did. And I mean, it's just at this point, it's just like, okay, well, I mean, you can't please everyone, um, and people are still gonna buy it. I don't know why people are are so upset, but I mean,
Mhm.
it is what it is. I personally like the percent, um,
Mhm.
and it did get me a little emotional that first part, just going through like the whole history of Pokemon.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. This is like the franchise that I grew up on, and seeing it reach 25 years, it's I don't know. It's crazy. I'm proud
Oh.
of being a Pokemon fan. I don't care what anyone says.
Heck yeah, I'd be proud of that, son. Cool. Um, I have one word to say. Is it one word?
Say
No,
it.
2 words. Combat roll.
Combat roll.
That's it. Those are my thoughts. Combat
Okay.
roll.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. In the trailer, not for um,
Legends.
yeah, Pokemon Legends.
Yeah.
That um took me off guard. I wasn't expecting that. I'm like, what the hell? Is this a Pokemon game? Um, um, it's exciting. We'll see where it goes. And I know that in the presentation before they, went on with the trailer, they did say that, oh, let's take a look at this, something along the lines of, a new direction for the franchise. And so, I mean, hopefully this works out. Hopefully it's successful. People like it. And, we might see that type of, game down the line for main um, Pokemon core games. So it's exciting for them to see them try new things. We shall see if they don't backfire.
I was just imagining like going to a combat role and then out of the combat role you turn into like freaking Solid Snake and you have like a Pokeball sniper and then you go prone in the grass and then you like shoot a
But
Poke. I don't know. My
I
imagination's
know,
running. It's pretty funny.
I know.
Also, at the end, walking animation.
Oh, crucial,
Yeah, crucial. Thank
very
you.
important.
I mean, I might not buy it, but thank you still.
Hell no. Just kidding.
um,
Podcast over.
all right, Luis, what you got for us, Chief?
Yeah, I mean, just really quick. Same thing. Uh, everything they showed, I like. I wanna play everything they showed.
Mm.
Pokemon Snap. I can't wait to play that game. Like I'm really excited to play the game. Um, and then just I don't know. Like it looks great. Like the game. And like again, I played the original Pokemon Snap, and it's one of my favorite 64 games.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because it was one of the few ones that I had. Um, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just really excited to play that game. Um, and then the remakes. I can understand like some people. Maybe it's not their ideal or their preferred art style, but um, I don't know. Pokemon fans needs to stop. They chill. You know.
Mm.
um, for me personally, I'm excited to play that game as well. Uh, I played the original, you know, along with Jose back in the day, back when I was a huge Pokemon fan. Nah, just kidding. Um, it was during my peak Pokemon obsession.
Got it.
I remember Jose and I would like look up like new Pokemon announced or like rumored Pokemon uh, leaks and things like that. We were like very invested in things like that.
Mm.
It was my probably like I want to say, well, it was the third set of games we played after Ruby and Sapphire and then Fire Red. Um, so again, it was like during our peak, Pokemon high. Um,
What year was that?
eh, 2007, 2008, around that
2007,
time.
2008. What was I doing
Hmm.
in? I'm trying to see the comparison.
Yeah, it
Like,
was
well,
eighth
while
grade, I
you
guess.
guys were nerding out on Pokemon, what was I doing? Metroid Prime 3 and PlayStation games. Ninja Theory, Heavenly Sword, maybe
Maybe.
different.
Yeah, you were like a ninja fanboy back
That's
then,
right.
and you
That's
still
when
are.
it. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, and I don't know, like it brought like seeing the little intro um for the remake. It brought memories to me. I was telling Jose that we need another Switch. We need separate switches to play our own Pokemon games,
Hmm.
uh, preferably like simultaneously. To so we can like battle each other and things like that. So maybe I'll finally get another Switch. But what else? And then the Legends. Like as I said, it's interesting to see the new direction they're going with this game. Um, just to see, something new from them, and hopefully, it looks like it's like also said, it's like something that fans have been wanting since you know 3D existed. I think, um, like a similar type of game, like an open world where you can go and catch Pokemon and things like that. Um, I have to say that the game did look a little rough, so hopefully they improve on it and they add more things.
Yeah.
It is like an early 2022 game, supposedly. So at this point, Game Freak, take your time, work on it. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm happy with what they showed. But yeah, I mean, it's also surprising that we didn't see any Detective Pikachu news, anything Pokemon Unite news, Pokemon Sleep, all these things that they've announced,
Right.
but they haven't really talked about anything of that. So who knows? Maybe further down the line, maybe.
Yeah. Um. I. Yeah. Probably. I think those things were probably just. This is what people wanted to know about. And these are the heavy hitters, so to speak, in my eyes.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. That was y'all's topic. I said combat role and I said walking animation. That's it.
That's pretty much it.
That's it. Gee. Nice. So late 2021, early 2022, y'all gonna be busy with some Pokemon later.
And April with Pokemon Snap.
And April,
Pokemon Snap
jeez.
too.
Pokemon fans, man, y'all got it all. What you mean?
Biggest franchise in the world. What do you mean?
What you mean? All right, so that's gonna do it for our podcast. Thank you for everybody that has watched. We are Roll Jump Media. We aim to do this podcast every week, and we are also on social media. If you would like to follow us on social media, you can by searching Roll Jump Media and your social media site. We're most likely on there. And we do YouTube videos sometimes. Check us out on YouTube and Apple and Spotify for the podcast as well. Thank you for watching, sincerely. And before we head out, do my co-hosts have anything to say to our viewers?
Thank you for tuning in. Have a happy Pokemon Day, guys. Go out and play Pokemon, even if you don't like it.
I can't co-sign with that.
You have to do it.
Yeah, same for me. Happy Pokemon Day. Go out, play some Pokemon. Anything Pokemon today. Pokemon cards, Pokemon games, watch anime.
Oh yeah,
Anything.
yeah, anime. Oh boy, nostalgia. Do it. All right. Thanks for watching. Happy Pokemon Day. We'll see you next time.